What is something girls think men like, but they actually don't? An air of mystery to be intriguing. I've learned that men want you to be forthcoming and have direct, clear communication. Anything else is stressful to the point that they question if it's worth it. Playing hard to get. That crap is exhausting. Making guys jealous. In my early 20s, I was out with a woman and our friends, and she tells me that she has to leave a little early because she has to meet another guy for lunch, and I'll call you after if I can, but it will be very late. So I told her not to bother calling. She's then texting me later that I don't understand how relationships work because I'm supposed to fight for her and show her how much she means to me. We've been dating 3 weeks and you are going there willingly. Good luck. Learned after from her friends there is never another guy, it's just what she does. Didn't care. A challenge. You into me? Cool? Tell me. Otherwise no is a number. I walk away. Flirting with other people to see if I'll go for you? Nope. I'm walking away. The chase, or playing hard to get, or any other utterly pointless game like that. I have neither the time or inclination to participate. Either tell me you're interested or tell me you're not. Pretending to be stupid. Men who suddenly lost your interest in someone but for a weird reason. What was it? Every time I would stand close to her, I could smell piss. I thought maybe she was going through her periods or some UTI, but the smell was consistent for days. And very strong. I just couldn't associate such a pretty face with such smell, so I backed out. Also, some people say I have a strong sense of smell, so that could be it as well. She accused me of cheating on her in a past life. They smelled wrong. This was me. But heard from a family member about their coworker. Apparently this guy was happily married with kids for years. Then had a stroke. Sadly, he instantly hated his wife and his kids. And got a divorce. Complete personality change at work too. That, as a husband and father, scares me if it happens to us. An elderly gentleman fell in front of us. He took a nasty fall. She found it hilarious. Instead of helping, she just stood there laughing. I helped that person out and I felt so embarrassed for her behavior. Also, that was the last time I saw her. It was a major turn-off for me. She spat in her hands and rubbed them together because she needed to wash them. I cannot describe the colossal speed at which that switch turned off. What are some of the worst things that happen in Las Vegas? My friend does professional pool and he told me there's groups there that specialize in robbery. They watch for winners and follow them. He won a few $1,000s and later that night a few guys stormed his room, beat him senseless and robbed him of his winnings. This was a million years ago. But a lady my dad worked with and her husband went to Vegas. He somehow won a big jackpot. Later she couldn't find him and he was found dead in a hotel room. I have no idea if they ever solved who killed him or what happened to his jackpot money. The amount of people living underneath the city in the storm tunnels is pretty mental. Jumper suicides inside the casinos. Tech conferences. Fly in 50,000 people for a week to spend company money on steak, booze, and strippers in the evening and then sit in the giant Alia meeting rooms all day in a half-conscious daze while largely untrained people try their hand at public speaking with an audience of a few thousand. Truly one of the most wasteful navel-gazing exercises imaginable. Last one I went to the dining room, where they served 20,000 lunches in 90 minutes, was a fluorescent lit sublevel under a casino floor. I swear you could see the curvature of the earth in that place. There was an army of staff there just to dish out the pre-made meals. The number of trash cans was mind-boggling. That shooting. What is something uniquely middle class, that neither the poor nor rich experience? Budgeting for holidays. The rich don't need to, and the poor can't afford holidays. Probably stressing about home ownership and mortgages. The rich probably already have multiple homes and it's already beyond attainment for the poor. Rich enough to not get financial aid but poor enough that it's a massive burden. In the US, the middle class and even some to the working class fall into the category of, I need help but I make too much to qualify. I believe it is sometimes called the welfare cliff. People make more, but then lose access to their subsidized childcare, housing, healthcare, etc., and actually end up worse off. Lots of middle-class people have enormous medical debt, don't qualify for any sort of school grants, and so on. Having a two-car garage that's so full of random shit that you can only get one car in it. Making choices on what to buy at the Scholastic's book fair. What's the stupidest double standard you ever heard from someone? My friend's mom said men cheating and women cheating are different because men only care about the physical and not the emotional. Come to find out, she was being cheated on by her current husband, and I am assuming this is how she coped. Dude I worked with felt I needed to know that he'd have to have a wife and a mistress because he didn't want someone who sucked his dick kissing the kids. And I was like, have you considered maybe washing your dick better? Quote. He can't refuse sex. He's the man. The woman always decides when and where we have sex. Everybody knows that. In marriage counseling, my ex-wife, while we were still married, she was serious, too. My aunt calls me Q slut for wearing short skirts. She doesn't know the father of 2 of her 3 children. We got behind on our rent this year. I'd missed a ton of work due to a surgery and being very, very ill. My mother-in-law hasn't worked for over 30 years. Lives rent-free in the house that her mother paid off years ago. Gets disability, food stamps and other monetary support from the government. When we got behind, she says, I don't understand how you can't afford to pay your bills. Maybe you should get a second job. The last time she paid rent over 30 years ago she paid $250 a month, which she split with her BF at the time. She also gets assistance with her electric bill. Meanwhile we have $16.50 rent, car payment, car insurance, electric, groceries. We get no assistance whatsoever. It's so frustrating being lectured by someone who has everything provided for her. Also, she doesn't even leave the house at all. Literally ever. She has me and one of her daughter's workers to do grocery shopping and laundry and all her household chores. We judge ourselves by our thoughts and intentions, and others by their actions. What is absolutely no-go on your burger? Honestly, excessive height. I'm not a snake, I can't dislocate my jaw to take such a massive bite. PLS make burgers wider not taller thanks. An absurdly cold, almost frozen, tomato. Anything that makes bun soggy. Soggy bread makes me barf. A Jeep Wrangler 2004. Anchovies. I live in a very Spanish neighborhood and they serve burgers with corn on them. Not a deal breaker, but did find it strange. And #X200B. Edit. It's more of a Brazilian, Portuguese area. Don't at me. What item did you not realize was expensive until you became an adult? Gotta be furniture. New tires. Most unexciting $1,000 purchases I have ever made. Food is both more expensive and goes bad quicker when you're an adult. Groceries. Kids. I'm amazed how my parents could afford me. Groceries for sure. When I first moved out on my own, any time I could afford fresh fruit or a name brand snack, I felt like royalty. What is some rich shit you do even though you are not rich? Forget to cancel my free trial. Food. I buy what I want and I try new stuff. I like cooking. My thermostat stays at the temperature setting of what is most comfortable to me and nothing will change that. Buy the good toilet paper. We have a garage fridge that is full of all different kinds of beverages. I sometimes buy name brand cheese instead of the store brand. Subscribe, my brothers.